inside the people's homes, every washing machine, every refrigerator, dishwasher, every sink, every toilet, everything has one of these little square units, and the wire goes down and it touches, it's bolted in and it touches right where a water leak would happen. Okay? So then when it goes off, it beeps and then shuts the water off, and we'll go back, I'll show you where that happens. Goes back and shuts the water off, and then the phone will ring and it will say you have a water emergency. But it's not really an emergency, because as soon as this thing signals, the water gets turned off, and if I turn that faucet on, nothing's going to come out. So if a water line like exploded in the wall, the water's going to turn off. So you're going to have maybe a gallon or two on the floor, but not 100 gallons, like if you didn't know that it happened.
So Roberta, how are those units? Are they hardwired? Are they? I mean, what powers them?
Batteries.
Batteries. Okay.
Right, and the batteries are good for 3 years. And they have a maintenance program that they'll come and change all the batteries.
I see.
And of course it makes it easy, because should you get a bad battery or something, you know, your maintenance team can certainly change. They're just little batteries, you can change them.
Okay.
It's not, or if you have one that for some reason, because everything's manufactured, for some reason it continues to go off like it's a default, then you can just take the batteries out and it stops doing it till you get the repair guy in. It doesn't drive you wild.
I see. I see.
So,
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, now, let's go back to where the turn-off valve for this particular...
So do you have one on this toilet as well?
Yes, we do.
Okay, because I can't see it, which is great.
In the back, yeah. You have to kind of lean way around to see it.
That's great, because I, you know.
Can you see it back there?
Yep.
Okay.
And when you said about a pipe breaking in the wall, obviously when a pipe breaks in the wall, it doesn't show under here for a while.
If a pipe breaks, you're going to get water coming through where that
The penetration.
the penetration is, yeah. Okay, because water goes everywhere. So,
Great.
all right, so we'll go around to the other side. Like we've got one underneath there.
Great.
And around the refrigerators and stuff, we just take the kick plates off and you Velcro it right to the kick plate. You don't even have to, you know,
Great idea.
do anything. My little mess in here.
We don't know, we got messes too.
Come on in. Okay, this is the actual, come in.
Go ahead.
This is the actual WaterCop device. And that's what turns the water off. What you have to do is have the plumber come and weld in this section, because this is not in your home right now, or in any of your homes.
Right.
And they weld in this section, and then this mounts on it. So, what I'm going to do...
You want Marcus to bend down there? Why?
We
don't need to.
That's all the water you need.
Okay.
See how quick the water's off?
Just from
Yeah,
that much.
just a little bit of moisture. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, now the phone's going to ring shortly. And you can turn, I'm just going to do this just to make it stop beeping.
I see.
So it doesn't drive you crazy while
Right.
we're standing here. But it says on here, sensor 27. Okay, now it says okay because I didn't put that much water on it. But you would look at sensor 27 and you would say the water heater.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So normally it says sensor 27 wet.
If there's more moisture. If
Yeah,
there's more
once
moisture.
it dries it says okay, which means we could start this right now.
I see.
Okay?
Okay.
And all we'd have to do is hit open and the water is back
Resets
on.
the unit. I see.
Right. Now if it was really wet, like a real water,
Right.
then it would, see right now it says normal. It would say, and this is
Oh, there's the phone call. Yep.
Thank you for calling Sincere. This is Roberta. May I help you? Just say
Yes, it's okay. My name is Bob. You're welcome.
Okay. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
now my cell phone is also ringing because when they call the office, they're instructed to also call me because during the day I never even bother to call because I know my team is here. But we have an overnight person at night and they're by themselves and I always want to call to make sure they got it handled, they don't need extra support. You know, that's just what I do. But I would rather throw a teaspoon of water on a spark than come back and my desk be on fire in the morning.
Right.
And we had an issue. So this is how simple the system works.
So this, when there's a water issue, the signal goes to a monitoring service. Is that how it works?
Right.
And then it calls your office phone and your cell phone.
Right.
Okay.
Just like your fire alarm.
Okay.
It goes to a monitoring service and then they call you. And then they call the fire department. This one at least doesn't call the fire department.
Right.
And since you've put this in, have you had any occurrences of water where it didn't work?
No, but we've had a couple of occurrences where when we first put it in, we had you know, little false alarms here and there, you know, as the system gets working. But we did have a couple of occurrences where it would have been a water issue, and it was oh, we're so happy we had this. And one of them was a guest went into the powder room and washed her hands and didn't realize that the stopper was in the sink and didn't get it turned off all the way
Oh.
because it was one of those fancy dancy sinks.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were getting ready to leave for lunch, they heard this beep, 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 and they heard splashing. And the water had filled up in the thing and had gone over and then stopped because there was no more water in the line.
Oh, because it shut the valve off.
Shut the valve off. And we have a little kit that I'll show you. Whenever there's a water emergency, we just have a little blue tub that has the paper towels, the hair dryer, the wrench, the screwdriver, you know, the extension, everything that we
Emergency
would
kit,
need.
yeah.
We pick it up and off we go, and we just dry up whatever small amount of water there is, and we're done.
That's it.
Instead of the 1,000 gallons that drain down from the 7th floor to the bottom floor in February because nobody knew that it was leaking. So we
How
had,
many gallons do you think you had?
it was about 1,000. Yeah.
Now, how did that happen, though?
A water heater went out
Right.
and it just blew, but because all of our water heaters are in mechanical rooms,
Right.
and the homeowner hadn't turned the water on to realize they had no water pressure until 8:30 at night. So we don't really know how long it was running, but
So there was no sensor there? Is that?
there wasn't.
Before this, they
Oh,
put
this is
this
before
in.
the system was
This
put
is
in.
why
Oh.
we have this system.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
See, we're only 10 years old and we were a little arrogant in thinking, well, you know, we don't need to worry about this part of it yet.
It's new. Yeah, new
Yeah.
building.
And so what we did was we replaced every single water heater in the building because they were all
Same age.
at 10
yeah,
years.
Sure.
They're 10 years old and they all rot out on the bottom.
Yep. Yep.
And we got a very good price because we did them all in one shot instead of each individual homeowner having to do it.
Right.
We, you know, instead of them paying $1,600, we got them for like $1,100.
I see.
And, you know, we charged them for them, but they saved a tremendous amount of money by
Sure.
working as a team
Yep.
and team protection, because that's really what this is about. It's like a sprinkler system or a fire
It has to be.
system. It's everybody's on the same team. They all have the same preventive
Right.
mentality.
So when there is a water emergency or the sensor is tripped, how does that signal get to that monitoring service? Is it just by telephone? Or?
It can be a wireless. We had ours hardwired
Yeah,
in.
hardwired.
But let me
Okay.
come and show you where that comes out. I'm gonna go right behind you here. Okay. This, we didn't see it because we were in the room. This was flashing.
Okay, good.
And this tells us the date and time, and we can come and we can put our code in and make the flashing stop. So even if my team had been outside, you know, we didn't get the call, anytime this is going off,
From any sensor in the building?
any sensor in the building.
Okay.
And there's one on this side and there's one on the other
I
side,
see.
our two towers.
Great.